You're listening to Real Talk Texas on News and Information 570 KLIF. You're always welcome to contact me, Steve Hakes, by directly visiting us at realtalktexas.com, or you can call me when we're off the air at 214-643-6021. Again, that's 214-643-6021. And we're talking today about how to protect yourself when you're going into a transaction to buy a house, or protect yourself once you have home ownership. And we've got the honor this morning of having two of our real experts for the Real Talk Texas show. And we've got David Selman of Selman Home Inspections. And you can reach David at 469-371-3228. Or you can contact us directly at realtalktexas.com. And we've also got in the studio this morning, we've got Sharon Harrison of Texas-based Nation's Home Warranty. And if you want to reach out to Sharon's company directly, you can contact them at 888-737-7070. That's 888-737-7070. Or just go to realtalktexas.com, click on Contact me, and then shoot me a quick note, and I'll put you in touch with Sharon's company. So one of the things we were talking about during the break, and I want to kind of bring it out to our listeners. So if you're listening out there and you feel like you're getting ready to buy or sell your house, you really need to contact a good home inspector, and we've got a real expert here with David Selman of Selman Home Inspection. And the other thing I really feel you need to do, if you're listening out there, whether you currently own your home, which is something that's it's kind of new to me, that you can actually go ahead and get a warranty, even if you don't have a warranty on your house right now, by contacting Sharon at Nation's Home Warranty, and they're Texas-based. So they know all about homes here in Texas, so we don't have to worry about that. So one of the things, what I wanted to also ask is, Sharon, what really makes your company different from any other? I know you can Google, home warranties, and you're going to have probably 10, 12 different home warranty companies come up. What makes you different than any other company out there?
Well, basically, two things stand out. We are local. We've been in business for 16 years. And the one thing that we do, which we're very, very proud of, is when you call our office, we'll answer the phone. In 90 seconds or less, you will be talking to a live customer care representative. And then when you're our customer and you call in for service on an item, we will call you back after you speak to the contractor to set your appointment, to make sure your appointment was set. And then after your service is completed, we will call you back for a survey to make sure that the trade call was done in excellent
manner. Yeah, through those calls, it sounds like you're monitoring the vendors you're using.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so what happens if you get someone that's getting a bad rap from the work that's being done?
Well, the best thing is I know immediately if the vendor is failing.
Okay.
Because I'm calling back and I'm speaking to my client, or if you're a realtor, your buyer or your seller, 3 times on one trade call. So I know that your appointment has been set. I know that the work has been completed satisfactorily, and if it hasn't been completed satisfactorily, I know immediately that vendor has failed, because that's my biggest job, is keeping the best contractors working and going and completing the repairs.
That's really important. I think it's one of the things we're all about at the show here as well, is we're trying to make sure that the people we put on the show are the real experts in the market here in the DFW market. And so we're really happy that's the way you handle your business as well. And David, one of the things we were talking about was, I guess I was clueless when it came to what it was for a home inspection. I just thought there was one home inspection that's done. You come in, you spend your 3-4 hours, and you do that specific home inspection, either to buy your house, or maybe I'm getting ready to sell my house. Mm-hmm. And Sharon brought up a really good point. She said that, some of the top real estate agents in the DFW market pretty much demand an inspection done before they'll list a house. Mm-hmm. And because they feel like, and you feel good about that, because then you're getting someone that's already had their house inspected. You feel good about the house you're going to warranty. Mm-hmm. But what are you mentioned some weird, it's weird to me, types of inspections. What kind of inspections?
There are quite a few different kinds of inspections, Steve. there's the general home inspection, which most everyone's familiar with. But we also recommend that when you hire a home inspector, you hire a home inspector that can perform the full range of inspection services a home buyer or seller might want or need. Certain lenders will require termite inspection or a WDI, wood destroying insect report as well.
Yeah, typically on an FHA loan, we require that.
Yes.
The government loans require a termite inspection.
Right. So you really want to call an inspection company that can handle whatever inspection needs you have, whether it's just the general home inspection, a septic system inspection if you're in a more rural area, or I've actually done a few in downtown Dallas area here that still have septic systems. Yeah. But also the wood destroying insects.
Is this something about an infrared?
Yeah, we do. You also want someone that can use tools like infrared thermal imaging. That oftentimes helps inspectors find things that we can't visually see. Using the thermal imaging, we oftentimes find water leaks, overheating electrical systems, missing insulation, even termites from time to time. Sometimes those can be identified. So just hiring an inspector that it has the experience, the tools, the equipment, and the customer service to handle all of your inspection needs from one location. It also saves if you need specialists or you need other inspection services, you don't have to schedule multiple appointments with multiple different companies. A single inspection company should be able to service all of your inspection needs.
Well, it sounds like you're a full service operation.
We are.
One of the things as a lender, we always order an appraisal, and part of the appraisal they do an inspection. It's not as deep as yours, but like we were talking about termite, sometimes if there's something on that appraisal, and our processors are trained to read the appraisal before we send it in, so we catch things early. So as soon as we get it in, they're reading not only the value of the house, but they're reading all the different things about that particular property. And if they do mention anything about previous pests, it looks like there was some pest damage to a doorway or something like that, then we definitely are going to have you do that part of the inspection. And if we have that inspection up front, then we've already resolved that issue, and we don't hold that file for a week and delay closing for a week because now we have to hire somebody to go out, do a pest inspection, make sure that it's not currently active, or they've got some type of protection on that as well. And that also brings up another issue, as far as, when you're doing the inspections on your house, you may not see that you might have a foundation problem or something like that. And, one of the things that I was wondering is do the home warranties, do they cover a foundation problem, whether it existed before you buy it or after you buy it? Is foundation covered? No,
because like I was saying earlier, that the foundation is covered under your homeowner's policy. And so we're just specific appliances and systems. We don't do the foundation.
Okay, so if the inspection, say, David, you went out there, would you catch a foundation problem if there was one?
We very often do. If one exists, we can identify those. Home inspection is sometimes being a bit like a detective. We can see cracks in an exterior wall that may line up or correlate with an interior wall crack, and then further examine the foundation in that area, take some level measurements, and we can normally tell whether we believe, in our opinion, that there's some kind of a foundation issue there, or even throughout a house. We've seen some really bad ones where it was broken.
Well, in Texas in particular, this is an area where, if you're in Las Colinas, the ground moves.
We're built on clay.
That's right. It's very different. I grew up in Ohio, and we had basements, and what we were worried about there was radon gas or something like that. It wasn't there. I never really heard issues about foundation or water your foundation and do those things. And Net was totally clueless when I moved here in '92. So I'm almost in Texas longer than I was in Ohio. But anyway, one of the things that on foundations is, if you identify that, then who, and say we're buying a house, I will tell you from a lending standpoint, we're going to stop right there. We cannot lend on a house that has a foundation that has a problem. And most lenders out there will make the seller fix that foundation before they'll actually do the transaction and close that loan. At Affiliated Bank, we have lots of different programs. We have programs where you can include a foundation repair. We'll put that in escrow. The seller may not have to put it out of pocket. They can roll that out of their proceeds from selling the house.